Let's talk about some strategies to overcome productivity barriers. This is the other side of the video I did the other day on hindrances to productivity. So, number one, you want to minimize distractions. Create a dedicated workspace or designate an area with minimal noise and interruptions for your work. Right? That's one way to minimize distractions. Limit digital distractions, like turn off non-essential notifications. Use website blockers during focus periods and set your devices on do not disturb if you can do that. Next, set boundaries with others. Communicate your work schedule to others, especially if you're working from home. You can just, this is like, make sure your family knows I work from 8 to 5. I will not be available after 8 a.m. until 5. And that's that. I had to do that a lot when I started working from home. Unfortunately, everybody thought I had all this free time, and so did I. It took me about 2 years to be able to set boundaries and be like, hey, you know what? I can't go out and do this thing. It doesn't work for me to take my laptop to the library. It doesn't work for me to take my laptop to the coffee shop. It doesn't work for me to take my laptop anywhere because it only has one screen. So I can't work from my laptop anywhere. It has to be in my office on my dual screen desktop. And it took me 2 years to figure that out. That sucks. Number 2, overcome procrastination. Here's some tips to help you overcome procrastinating. Try and break down tasks. Divide large, overwhelming tasks into smaller, manageable steps to make starting easier. I'm not good at this. I'll just be honest. I'm not good at breaking down tasks, so I can't give you any pointers on this, but what I decide to do is so some people may be able to do that, like break down a task, like a big task, into smaller, manageable chunks. I'm just going to be honest, I'm not any good at it. If my goal is to write a book, then my goal is to write a book. I'm not going to break it down into, like, I need to write 1 chapter a day, or I need to write 10 pages a day, or whatever it is. I'm not good at it. I can't do it. I can work on it a little bit every day without a set goal in mind. But as far as breaking it down, and I'm not good at it. If you're good at that, great. I have never mastered it. My goal is my goal, and that's what I'm striving for. I don't do task. I don't do the task thing. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task will take less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. For larger tasks, try I've got it in my notes, but I'd be darned if I know how to say it. The Pomodoro technique, where you work 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break. Now, I like this idea. This is why it's in my notes. What I do if I find myself really tackling too much stuff, my problem is that I don't take breaks at all. So if I'm on something, I'm on it. If I'm not on it, then I'm not on it. But what sometimes helps me is to structure my day like you would if you went to work. So like if your work day is 8 to 5, you'll work from 8 to 10 a.m. and take a 10-minute break. Then you'll work from your 10-minute break for another 2 hours and take a 10-minute break. Or, well, you may take your lunch actually. and you'll take an hour for lunch, and then you'll work 2 more hours and take a 10-minute break, and then 2 more hours and you're done. That does work for me, depending on what I need to get done. But that helps me just pace myself so that I'm not trying to cram, like I just told somebody else, 18 hours worth of stuff into 6 hours. I'm notorious for it. And then I'm mad when I can't get the 18 hours worth of stuff done in 6 hours. I like setting unrealistic goals. Speaking of goals, number 3, set clear goals. They don't have to be attainable, but you have to set clear goals for your progress. Like, let's say one of my goals is I want to finish 4 books a month. I've done it. I have done it. You think it's impossible, but I've done it. It's difficult. It's improbable for most people, but not impossible because I have done it. But more realistically, my goal is a book a month. A book a month. And whether or not I attain that goal in the month, that is the goal, and it is always the goal. So set clear goals. You can use the SMART method. Make your goals specific, measurable, actionable, relevant, and time-bound to stay focused on track. Like, my goal this month was to write the Horror of the Tazumari Greed statue. And the goal was to have an episode out every day. But I'm still working on it. So I will get it finished. It'll probably spread into November now because, with everything going on, there were just days I totally missed. And then Amazon wants you to be 4 days ahead of it. And by the time you set all that up, plus you have to be 4 days ahead of it, it sets a really awful obstacle to overcome, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't stay 4 days ahead of it. In fact, I'm not even sure that anything is being published right now because I missed yesterday. Yeah, I missed. The next episode will get published on the 29th, and if I finish something today, it'll get published on the 30th or the 31st, I'm not sure. But I was unable to keep up with it, and a lot of it was just that 4-day lag time. It's awful. But anyway, I'm not going to feel bad about that because you guys aren't caught up either. There are 24 episodes that either are or will be available, and none of you guys are caught up with it. So I'm not feeling too bad about not being able to get caught up because you guys can't get caught up either. So let's see. Visualize your goals. Writing your goals down or using a vision board can help reinforce purpose, and then you could review it. What I like to do, and what I've done in the past, is I'll get one of those big calendar whiteboards, and I'll stick it on a wall somewhere, and put down what I want on that calendar. And you'd say, well, I can have a digital one. Yeah, you can. But it's much easier to just glance over there and see what you need to get done. The trick is remembering to keep your big whiteboard calendar updated. And then, if all else fails, prioritize your tasks. What is most important, what is least important, and what falls in the middle? For me, a lot of times when I prioritize, the paid work comes first. Like the first thing I did this morning, I had a laundry list of stuff to do today. And I'm telling you, the thing that came first was the thing that pays me. Okay, that was the big thing I needed to get done. The next thing I needed to get done was washing the towels. Because it's cold outside, it's cold in here, and if I do not have any towels, I am guaranteed to freeze after a shower. Had to do the towels. For my own comfort and, not freezing. So there, was the day. And I had to make breakfast. That was my famous bacon and scrambled eggs that you either love to watch or you hate to watch, but that's what I had for breakfast. Then I had lunch, and if I can ever get something to load this video so that I can put it on my computer, I will show you how I made my fried pork loin, tenderloins. That is a video that will be coming hopefully soon. Let's see. Yeah, so prioritize. If all else fails, do your most important to your least important. Number 4, how to improve your time management. This is a challenge for everybody because, we all have all these screens. We got our phone, we got our watches. This is not my good watch. I've got 2 monitors here. And if you noticed the other day, I've got a 3rd monitor here, but I need a new video card. So eventually I'm going to have 3 monitors up and running. Then, I've got a tablet floating around here somewhere that I haven't used in a long time, but sometimes I'll charge that tablet and use that. So, all these screens, how can you improve your time management? Well, you can do what I do and plan your day ahead. Take 15 minutes at the end of each day, like last night, figure out what you needed to do today. Or tonight, figure out what you need to do tomorrow. I do this a lot. Sit down and think about what I need to get done tomorrow. And the big thing I need to get done tomorrow is I need to walk my butt over to CVS and get that water that I couldn't get the other day. And theirs is actually on sale. $2.99 for a 24-pack. What I was after was $5 for a 32-pack. So that is my big thing to do tomorrow it's to go get that water. I'm going to get 2 of them for $6. 2 waters for $6. Excellent. There's my number 1 thing I got to do tomorrow. So if planning your day ahead doesn't work, try and batch similar tasks. If you've got 2 or 3 things to do that use the same stuff, go ahead and do all of those. And here's what I used to do in what I do. I write for a living. So if I had a bunch of content topics on air conditioners and furnaces, I would do those all at the same time. Then if I had something on insurance, I would do all those articles at the same time. And it just made them faster because I could research all of them at the same time. You do have to be careful doing that, though, from a writing perspective, because you could accidentally write the same article 3 times and plagiarize yourself. But if you do it right, it can really save you a lot of time because all your research and writing is done for those 3 articles in the same time block. It can really speed you up. And let's see. You can try time blocking. Time blocking is where you say from 8 to 10 a.m., I am going to work on this. From 10 to noon, I am going to do this. From noon to 1, I am going to eat lunch. From 1 to 3, I am going to work on this. That is time blocking, and it can help you. I know a lot of writers that block out time to write, and sometimes it's only 3 or 4 hours. But they'll say, from 8 to 11, I'm going to work on, this type of writing. So, number 5. One of my favorite things to talk about and rant about is perfectionism. I can't stand perfectionism. I say I like to set unattainable goals. I do. But my unattainable goals don't come with a heavy dose of perfectionism. Nothing has to be perfect. I swear. It does not have to be perfect. It has to be functional. It has to do what it's supposed to do. But boy, it does not have to be perfect. So, you really need to let go of perfectionism. It can really slow you down. If I were let's say I wanted to do YouTube videos and I decided that the videos had to be perfect. The lighting has to be perfect. The sound quality has to be perfect. I've got to have a real camera. I've got to have a real background that isn't this sound phone. Well, if I did that, I still wouldn't have any YouTube videos on YouTube. And if I did that with my writing, like, I can't have a book published until I have the best agent on the planet, until I have the best publisher on the planet, until I get the best book deal that anyone's ever seen, like it'll be a newsworthy book deal. I am not publishing until those 3 things are met. I still would not have a single solitary book published. So let go of perfectionism. It'll really slow you down. Remember, your metric for everything is good enough. It must be good enough. Anyway, for writing specifically, you can time limit your revisions. Say, I'm going to spend today on this chapter. I'm going to spend tomorrow on the next chapter. Or I'm going to spend 2 weeks editing my book. Okay? Time limit your revisions. Or you can buy the first 5 drafts, prevent over-editing by myself, and, just knock it out in layers. It's a 5-draft method that I no longer use, and a lot of writers don't either. But when you're first getting started, you really need to think about what you're doing when you're writing. This is why I recommend new and even intermediate authors, you need to have a plan for your book. And a lot of times that is drafting. And I say for a lot of things, you only need 5 drafts. Now, once you get going, say you get 10 or 15 books under your belt, you're not going to need to do 5 drafts. And here's what I do years and years later. I write the initial draft. The draft is the draft. Then, if I suspect it has a lot of problems, and sometimes they do, I will read it and edit it one time without doing anything else. I'm not going to do the audio. I'm not going to live stream it or whatever. I'm just going to read it and edit it one time if I think it's got issues. Then I'm going to do the audio at the same time I perform another edit. And this is how I edit everything. I do the audio and I edit at the same time. This way, the edit's done and so is the audio by the time I'm done. Then I make sure it's formatted correctly, make sure it's laid out correctly, and zoom, it goes up to Amazon. That's all I do. But that's after 50 plus books and years of doing my own 5-draft method. Number 6, managing burnout and fatigue. So if you're a really big workaholic, and I'm just going to be honest, I am. I work from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, and I do that every day. Aside from having to do laundry or clean something or go to the store, which I don't look at that as time off either. It's stuff that has to be done but isn't necessarily super productive. So anyway, let's talk about managing burnout and fatigue. Take regular breaks. Get up, stretch, go get, if your peanuts aren't by your desk, go get a handful of peanuts. Get some coffee. I've seen offices where they've got a coffee maker and a mini fridge in the office. Move that stuff out of your office. Because first of all, you're planted in a chair. You are getting no exercise. So get your stuff, get the food and drinks out of your office first up. Other than, maybe this and like a cup of coffee. Keep those in your office. Get the decanters and the 12 packs and all that. Get it out of your office and move it to the other end of the house. Okay? because every time you get up to get a drink, it's a break. So if my coffee cup were empty, I would get up and go get some more coffee. And this takes me on, like a 2-minute journey into my kitchen and back. Take frequent breaks and make them part of your day. So get your food and drinks out of your office and make it a walk to go get it. Plus you can get some exercise. Remember to get enough sleep. Now, I struggle with this. I have some incredible insomnia. Plus, I have a pest problem that just drives me absolutely batshit. But try and get enough sleep. Go to bed on time. And I don't set an alarm. If you don't go to work or have to be at work at a specific time, get everything out of your bedroom. Get all the lights out. Take the TV out. Take radios out. Get your cell phone out of there. Get your alarm clock out of there. There's nothing in my office or in my bedroom except the bed, 2 dressers, and a couple of stick-on lights because the overhead light sounds like Rice Krispies when you turn it on. Oops. Lastly, understand when you can't do any more. And for writing, this is really good because you'll know it immediately. You're sitting here trying to write something and you've been staring at it for 20 minutes. You've written 2 words in 20 minutes. If you've already written a bunch prior to that, you're done. Right? When your productivity grinds to a halt, you are done. You need to get up and do anything else. Read a book, watch a movie, watch a TV show, go for a walk, do anything else. Because you're just about to get some serious brain fry that'll knock you out for a couple of weeks. So you need to get up and do anything else. And sometimes you can do that anything else for a couple of hours and come back and be fine. Sometimes you need to do that anything else for half a day or maybe a couple of days. Like I said, I try and take 3 days off every week. It doesn't always work for me. But, if you work 24/7, Monday through Thursday, you need 3 days off. And that's what I try and do to avoid the whole burnout thing. But if you find that your productivity is just, it's not there, then it's time to get up and do anything else. Number 7, how to boost your motivation. So you get up and you are just slogging through the day. Okay, you are sloth, without the caffeine. You are sloth, negative caffeine. You are really slow. And you're unmotivated. So the first thing you need to do is figure out why you're doing the thing you're doing. What is the motivation? Why are you doing it? If you're writing books, obviously the goal is to get published. If you finish a book, you can publish a book. Then you can start on another book. So, why are you doing it? And if that's a problem, let's say you are writing a book and you don't like this page you're working on. Well, why are you writing the page? It's to finish the book, right? So connect your itty-bitty tasks to your larger goals so that you can see the big picture. I tend to focus on the big picture more than I focus on smaller tasks. It's probably why I suck so bad at breaking things down, because when I go after something, I'm only going after the whole. So, for my goal in doing this video is to finish the video and publish it. That's the goal. Finish the video and publish it. My goal for the horror of the Taz Greed statue is to finish it and publish it. And then I'm going to work on, I think, some of the other Kindle Velas that I haven't finished. Okay, those are my goals. And the reason I'm doing it that way is because, 1, it's October, and the horror of the Taz Greed statue was my October horror story. I need to finish the other Kindle Vellas while I'm thinking about Kindle Vella stuff. You know, some of these have been unfinished for a long time. I need to just go ahead while I'm on the Kindle Vella. I need to finish all the Kindle Vellas and get it done. Then I'm going to go finish the Tiny Vampire That's Bitey from Outer Space, number 23. I'm going to do that one after all of that. Those are my goals, and those are in the order I'm going to do, and I'm going to do them in the hopes that everybody reads those books and stories and all of that. So, some people work really well if they can have a reward or a present after they finish a task. So, maybe after you finish a chapter, you go get yourself a candy bar. Now, when I was growing up, everything was food motivation. If you're good, we'll go to, McDonald's after school. Or if you clean the house, we'll go get Golden Corral or Duff's. Does anybody remember Duff's? Duff's was delicious. If you get good grades, you remember this one. If you get good grades, we'll go to your favorite restaurant. That's motivation. And some people are very rewards motivated. I tend to be big rewards motivated. Like, I need a new house and a new car. If I do all this stuff, eventually I'll be able to get a new house and a new car. And that will be my reward. When I finally get this stuff done and going and zooming like it should be. And you can also, try for an accountability partner. Do you have a best friend or, someone who can help you stay accountable and someone with you can share your goals with? I do have someone like that too, where I can share my goals and what I'm working on, and they'll listen to me and tell me what they're working on. And I do have one of those too, an accountability partner. Also a good thing to help keep you motivated and focused on the goal. Number 8, prioritize your health and well-being. You've probably heard the adage that if you don't make time for your health today, you will make time for your illness tomorrow. Here's the deal. If you do not have your health, you do not have anything. Prioritize your health and well-being. Exercise regularly. You guys see me go out and walk to go to get groceries. That is exercise. Eat healthily. Okay? Eat healthily. Whatever you determine that to be. Whatever's healthy for you. Eat that way. Eat the way that benefits you. I don't believe the science stuff for the food. Because I don't think anybody should eat 55% of their calories as carbs. I think that's a great way to freaking get really sick. And take time to relax. Take time to give yourself a brain break. Number 9, keep your workspace clean and organized. Or as clean and organized as you need it to be. We saw mine the other day. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be clean enough for you to get something done. So keep your workspace organized so that you can work. If you find that you cannot work, slide back, look at your workspace. Is it too cluttered? Is there something on the desk that is distracting you, like these peanuts? These are very distracting. I am going to move these off my desk right now. All right, the peanuts are gone. Out of here, because I keep eating them. Don't keep snacks in your office either, or you will find snacks are gone, and you're like, what happened to the snacks? Oh, no. Anyway, so keep your workspace organized. Keep your house organized. And when I say that, I mean keep it as organized as you need it to be. It doesn't have to be perfect. So those are 9 ways to help you overcome problems with your productivity. All right. So like and subscribe if you are so motivated. If you're not motivated to do those things, then thank you for watching, and I will talk to you later.